Hello everybody, welcome to Catherine Sews. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've been thrifting a lot lately looking for easy summer dresses, something that I can easily throw on or throw in a suitcase and is nice and cool and easy breezy. And so I found this one and I absolutely love it. It's got pockets and I like the length and the shirt tail style at the bottom. I love the fullness around the hip. It's just 100% easy to throw on, easy to throw in a suitcase, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. All it is a bit droopy under the arms, just a little bit big there. I'll be taking it in down the sides, but I'm not gonna lose the pocket. I'll have to do a little bit of reconstruction around the edge of the pocket, but I'll show you a nice neat trick as to how to do that. So it's gonna be pretty straightforward. I don't think you'll have too much of a problem trying to take in your own dress with a side seam pocket. But I want to wear this tomorrow. I'm getting onto a ferry to go to Vancouver Island to visit a couple different girlfriends over there, and so this will just be perfect for a little weekend getaway. So it's got to be quick and it's got to be good. So let me show you how to do that. Let's get busy. So as I often start with clothes that need to be taken in on the sides, I'm just going to pop it on inside out. So then I can just start pinning in the sides. So the way I have it pinned right now, that just is sort of body skimming and comfortable and hopefully flattering, it does interfere with the pocket. If I can get that figured out in a nice easy way, then this one's going to be done really quickly and I'll be able to wear it on the ferry tomorrow. If my pocket was this style that kind of flaps around on the inside, that would actually be easier to deal with because I could just take it in above the pocket and below the pocket, and that would just give sort of a deeper opening to the pocket, and that works just fine. This style of pocket is pretty easy to deal with. Whereas this one is 2 layers of pocket, this one is just a single layer that is sewn down to the front. I can't just do that sort of tunnel opening. It just doesn't work on this style. This one is a little bit more challenging, but I still think it's really worthwhile. So here you can see my line of pins that I put in while I was wearing it, and then I just feel through and make any adjustments to make sure that those 2 lines are the same. I just sewed this section above the pocket only and then tried it on again to make sure I had the right fit. This line is going to blend down to the original hem, so to make it a bit more flattering, I'm going to bring it in a little bit more at the high waist, and then I want to blend from there right down to the bottom. So I think that's a nice line for me. Now, there's the pocket opening that's nicely bound. I do find that opening a little small. It's hard to get my hand in there. I'm going to be cutting seam allowance away, but I'm going to leave extra seam allowance around that pocket and then just blend that off. You can see that this is serged together with a 4-thread serge, which is what I have. And sometimes people ask me, why do you sew and then serge? And honestly, on something like this, you really can just serge, obviously. That's what was already done. For me, I like to sew first, try it on, make sure I'm happy, and then serge. And I want to make sure both sides are the same, so I'll pin the edges together so I can cut both at the same time. Nice and even, Steven. And the reason I'm going to cut before I sew on this is just to give myself easier access to that pocket opening. So I want to be a bit wider with my seam allowance along that pocket edge. And then this nice little finish at the edge of the pocket, that needs to come off. If I was taking it in a bit more, I would just cut that off, but I think I need that little bit of fabric there. So I've got everything opened up now just to make it so much easier. And that little extension of the double seam allowance, I only need on the 2 fronts. I don't need it on the back or on the pocket pieces. It's a little bit rough right now. So those 4 edges all need to be trimmed, but the 2 pocket pieces are just safely tucked in there. When I wanted to press it, I knew I was going to lose my friction pen lines because they just iron off so nice. So I made a dotted line out of a black Sharpie. That's never going to be a problem on this fabric. Good. And then the 2 pocket pieces, I think, are still a little rough as well. So I just want them to extend out by a good seam allowance width. This might be a time where a rotary cutter would have been better. And now I'm just going to be turning this edge twice on the two fronts. I don't want it to all stretch and go funny. And so I've cut 2 strips of a lightweight interfacing. I'll just iron that on to the 2 fronts, just so it's nice and stable as I do that little double turn. So this is now the scary part. I need to cut into the front, just in as far as the seam allowance, so that I can turn this edge twice, stitch it down, and my finished edge will be even with the intended seam allowance. So I'm going to move the back out of the way so that does not get cut. It is a little scary. I'm going to be a little shy. I'm going to stop just before the edge of the interfacing. That should do it. And if you want a measurement, 1 inch if I'm using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. At the iron, I just turned that double turn once, second time, pinned it down, and now I'll just take it to the machine and sew along that edge. And then I just have to close up the side seam again, and this is done. I'm using a ballpoint needle on this stretch knit. I'm using a zigzag stitch with just a width of 1 millimeter and a length of 2. So it's like a long, skinny zigzag. Okay, so those edges are stitched down, and that zigzag stitch just gives you just a little bit of stretch in there. As long as those corners lay nice and flat, then it'll look good when I sew that side seam back together. And so now I can just put everything back together. My 2 fronts have that little cutout with that edge sewn down nicely. The pocket piece now can lay flat. That's what completes the side seam. And then my back piece goes right back on top. And now I want to sew that side seam back together. And for this, I definitely would want to sew first, just because I need some precision right at the corners here. And you see, I want to catch that corner of the pocket, but I don't want to catch the edge of the pocket. So I just need that little bit of precision that I can't get with the serger. There's my new side seam. I'll just be coming right up like that, and then I can serge. And now I'm back to a straight stitch because of that need for precision. I want to be able to sew right at that corner of the pocket. So I'm sewing on my dotted line. Good. And now I can feel the corner of the pocket here, and I can sort of drag my fingernail right along the edge of the pocket. I want to catch that corner right there, but I don't want to sew on the edge of my pocket because that would close it up. So I'm just aiming right for that corner. And then here is where I'll just be going beside the pocket. Can you see there's the pocket edge? I don't want to sew on that. So when I pinned it, I kind of pushed that out of the way. And now feeling down here for the bottom corner. So that's where I'll aim for now. And now finish the seam by blending back into that original sewing line just as gently and smoothly as I can. Okay, so then I have to check inside and make sure I caught the corners and there's no gap, but I didn't catch the pocket edge. Good. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. And up here as well. If you do end up with a gap between the edge of your pocket and the side seam, just go back in and sew just a little closer into that corner. And of course, if you did catch your pocket edge, you'll have to open up a little bit to release that. But that looks pretty good. And now just to make sure that pocket is nice and strong, I'll do a back tack right across the bottom of the opening and the top of the opening. It sort of finishes off the rectangle and just makes sure that your pocket opening isn't going to split here. Then my seam allowance is out of the way going toward the back so that I can still finish off that edge nicely inside. And on a knit like this, you don't even really need to go in and serge or zigzag. The knit is not going to fray. And so you can just leave your edges raw. I do like to finish my edges though, so you do you. I'm going to serge, but you could zigzag, or as I say, you could just leave your edges raw. It's no problem. Oh, and I forgot to do the little trick that I do at the top of that serged edge. So here's what I do when I have forgotten. I'll tie a knot, like an overhand knot like that. But before I pull it tight, I'm sticking a pin in there and pull that knot down really nice and tight against the pin. That way you get your knot anchored right against the seam. And then I can cut it off. Good. And if I'm worried about that side seam sitting funny at all, I might just do a little back tack to hold that down. Just do a little back tack from the outside. Good. So that makes the side seam lay nice and flat. This dress is done. Okay, now this dress is everything I hoped for. I love this skimming fit. I think it's a lot more flattering, just being a little more body skimming. And I still have the pockets. So I am super happy. Can't wait to get on that ferry tomorrow wearing this outfit. And I'm so glad you were here along with me on the journey. I'll try to get some pictures on the ferry. That might be nice so you can see how beautiful my part of the world is. I'm so glad you joined me today. And until next time on Catherine Sews, you take care.